like baby. I've been joining forces with the likes of an A-team. Jumping off of buildings used to be so stimulating. Now I'm reaching new heights. I'ma need the off-white. Play with the fire, you get burned. All of my struggles became lessons well learned. I got desires that keep me grounded, that's for sure. Cause one day we gon' make it out this earth. Where's your worth?
I'm sick of your talking, you got the wrong one. I'm taking your king and I'll leave him broke. If I am the second, it's after no one. Just give me a second to let him know. I'm the headline, the deadline. Big time. I'm ahead time, the rare kind. Big time. I'm a living legend, lethal weapon, mastermind. Big time.
Welcome back to the UNSW Esports Club's Contenders Cup for Trimester 3 2022. This was formerly known as Casual League and it usually runs over several weeks. Today you'll be joining us for some good old Rocket League. Several weeks ago you might have watched Valorant, which also had a Premier League, and there was also CSGO previously. But today, from about 2 p.m. to 5 p.m, we'll see the group stage for Rocket League, and then at about 6 p.m. you'll get the grand finals. So we've got a lot going on today. I've also got a sponsor message. I'd like to thank Gigabyte Aorus. We are proudly sponsored by them. They're going to be providing all of the players with all of the winners of the Contenders Cup with these brilliant prizes. So the winners of the Rocket League Grand Final, which will stream today at 6 p.m, will be winning these. Let's see what they are. They are Aorus headsets and mice, by the looks of it. So be cheering for your team because they will be winning. They'll be playing for some pretty grand prizes there, with a combined value of, it seems, $410. So pretty big prizes they'll be playing for. So what else have we got? So it'll be a round robin. It'll be a round robin, and it'll run for as many rounds as can be fit in the tournament time between now and 5 p.m. The first game is going to be underway in several minutes, and if I look at the bracket here, it's not clear what the first team will be playing, but I will go over some of the teams that we do have today. So you may know me. My name is, I haven't even introduced myself yet. My name is Muhammad Ali. You may know me as one of the players from Macca's Run, the bloke with the Batmobile. But today I've decided to take it onto the sidelines. Macca's Run today will consist of Anata, who was always a former teammate, but they also had, Macca's Run also had Sinha or Snawa, however you pronounced it. Some of the former commentators famously pronounced it as Scanwa, but that's that won't be the case today. And the first match will be underway soon, and I might join it. But it looks like some of the other teams we have, Boost Over Ball, they're returning. Some of the other teams, well, none of the other teams have the same names as in previous Contenders Cups, or formerly known as Casual League. But we do have a lot of returning players that are very familiar. So the likes of Hassan Jam, No Stop, Diggs, Oak Gulch. Oak Gulch was formerly one of the players who used a Batmobile as well, but I believe after some time during last year, I became the sole player housing the Batmobile. So let's see if the first match is underway yet. Let's quickly join it. Okay, and who is playing today, I wonder? So we have Boost Over Ball versus Bad Decision Makers starting up. And let's see, does it look like it's going to be a close matchup? It actually is. So we have Diggs, Oak Gulch, and Zanik versus Hassan Jam, S Sparrow, and No Stop. I'm quite excited to see what the standard is that the players have been setting this trimester. I've obviously been in the Contenders Cup, or formerly known as Casual League, for the past several years even, and I've seen the gameplay evolve very, very quickly, so I'm very excited to see what the players have been up to in their downtime. I'm interested to see how teams have been playing in an interpersonal sense. So previously, obviously, a lot of the teams sometimes struggled with team play, but had something like a very strong solo player that would be doing a lot of the offensive plays. I'm very excited to see whether some of the players have sort of meshed together better as teams with some passes and stuff like that. We want to see some of the new mechanics as well. Obviously, the rate at which mechanics have evolved in Rocket League throughout the past couple of years has slowed down, at least for the intermediate level, because some of the mechanics that are coming up in the pro level are extremely high level, and it looks like actually we're going to be underway. We have so the teams are not actually labeled here, but we're about to be underway. 3, 2, 1, and go for the Rocket League UNSW Contenders Cup. The first player to get a touch on the ball is Hassan Jam. Zanik is going to make a nice clear off the backboard. And it looks like right now we have a slow start. Not much boost between everyone else, but here we go. Hassan Jam with a small attacking play. Zanik's going to take control in the midfield. No team with a good grasp of the ball just yet. The first double commit underway, and we have some open field on the blue side. Zanik's trying to play it slow. A good demo, but the ball will go back towards the orange side. Now it looks like players are struggling in the first 30 seconds for boost. It looks like Hassan Jam's just gonna sort of bang it to the other side. It looks like the orange team with Okolch, Diggs, and Zanik, who are the bad decision makers. Those guys look to be doing quite well with possession right now. It's just a matter of bolstering it. Well, Hassan Jam's been at the forefront of the clearing plays. He's gonna have to stay on that until it's a great shot from Sparrow, but who did have Okolch with a counter attack? Hassan Jam with a good save. It's already clear that Hassan Jam's the star player right now, and he's fronting an attack. A good fake from him will take care of Zanik, but Okolch will clear it, and again, a lot of space for the orange team in midfield. Agent Piggy will play it slow. And teams are trying to get a grasp. Again, Hassan Jam with the clear. Agent Piggy's up. Awkward aerial. And another great save from Sparrow will stop Okolch's attack. As you can see as well, he previously used the Batmobile, but it looks like he's back to the Octane drone. Diggs is a star player. I know I've played with him personally, and he's a very high quality player. Great mechanics, as you can see right there. Sparrow will pick it up though, and pass it straight to Zanik, but unfortunately that's into open space. It's going to be a bit of a battle for control between Hassan Jam and Zanik. Interesting game so far, no goals scored. It's a great touch from Diggs out to the center. No one could really get a touch on it. Bit of space for Sparrow, but again, he's sort of given it a large touch. Bit of a heavy touch, perhaps. Again, the teams aren't necessarily bolstering a lot of... almost a good shot there. Very narrowly saved by Diggs. Zanik didn't have a grasp on it. Hassan Jam off the backboard. Okolch, good clear. Counter attack. Blue goal is open. Does he score it? Okolch opens the scoring and goal. Well done, Okolch. And it looks like the third man, defender, against the knowledge of the second and first man, has decided to push, and unfortunately, having lost that challenge, left no one in defense, and with likely a dwindling boost count for some of the players, has really dwindled their ability to be able to get back to the ball as well. And we're back underway. And again, it's a bit of a theme for, I believe it's bad decision makers. They're doing rather well right now, but it's important for them that they start to really slow down and keep their possession and sort of get some insurance against some of the big banging clears that that boost over ball is getting, because you know clearly the quality of their clears is good, and they've already popped off a few shots, so they're definitely not in the clear yet. 2 plays out of the game. Zanik is now last to defend. He's made a quite poor touch on the backboard. Passes out to center. Diggs misses it, but no one for the boost over ball there. Open net for Zanik. Does Hassan Jam get back to it? He doesn't. So Okolch puts in another goal. And it looks like Okolch is the star player today. And unfortunately, Hassan Jam, boost over ball has lived up to their name. Hassan Jam was caught going for the back right boost. He didn't grab it, but he didn't get the ball either, unfortunately. Next kickoff underway. Bad decision makers again on the advantage. And boost over ball are going to need to get something done here real soon, lest they lose game 1. Shot for Zanik goes off. Agent Piggy with a good 50, but again, Agent Piggy with an interception. Diggs with a great dribble, a great fake from Diggs. Is it going to be a goal? He's going to be able to finish. Nicely done from Diggs. A great solo play here from Diggs. Putt infield, fake for Hassan Jam. And again, it seems that most of the ball really need to get a grasp on the defense, relying rather heavily on Hassan Jam. And it seems when he's out of the play that it takes not such a big play for the bad decision makers to bin a goal in. And again, it seems like even though bad decision makers have some issues with holding possession of their own, it doesn't seem to matter so much when most of your plays are simply counterattacks like this. Sanjam with a good save. Keep them alive for a bit longer, but with less than a minute to go, it looks like most of the ball will probably have to cope with losing game one. Unless they can really come up with something, Diggs is going to be flexing his mechanics. Unfortunately, boost of the ball. Can't push that until the very end. That can be a big issue with big mechanics like long air dribbles and flip resets that we'll probably inevitably see from Diggs or Oak Gulch. It's important that you push up early a lot of the time if you have boost for it. The consequence of not doing so is a lot of the time having players stuck in net. And when all three players are stuck in net, several issues can come up. Firstly, the ball is equally awkward for all three players to push, which is not such a good thing. And on top of that, it can be difficult to know who needs to go next when everyone's so tightly packed in a small space. As we reach 1 second, and it looks like game one is going to go to bad decision makers. But obviously, with Rule 0 still being rampant in today's Rocket League community, the ball's going to stay up for as long as they can possibly keep it. So there you have it. Bad decision makers will take game one. And I believe this is a best of 5. So now, at this point, bad decision, boost over ball are on double match point. So 2 games to win for bad decision makers. We're now yet to see whether boost over ball can stop the bleeding. If they can, they might be in with a chance, but given the mechanical ability we've seen demonstrated by bad decision makers right now, I've got my money on them. It's now with all players ready, we'll probably start moving on to game 2. Exciting match so far. I really want to see some more bolstered plays, making use of not just mechanics but good team play from bad decision makers. Lots of solo plays right now. A great play from Diggs it was, that dribble, but it seems like, excuse me, the other plays were mostly capitalizing on mistakes from boost over ball. With that being said, I won't count boost over ball out just yet. Actually, I have to ready up. Apologies to the players. being the first time I've casted officially for the UNSW Esports Club, you obviously have to come across difficulties like that. But we are in game 2, and it looks like the players have joined. And thankfully, they've joined in the same colors, so as not to confuse me. Thank you. So 3, 2, 1. Game 2 underway. This is an important one. If boost over ball don't get a good grasp here, they'll be left with only chance to reverse sweep as Hassanjan gets a goal. And I'm wondering what exactly happened here on bad decision maker's side. Gulch is on defense. It's an interesting bounce off the sidewall, and was that Sandnik that's just been caught flying over it? That is rather unfortunate, but actually it's interesting. If you looked at Oat Gulch there, clearly he went for the back right boost on the orange side, and then decided to push up on the right wing. The problem with that is when you get plays like boost over ball just made, much as you'd want to argue that it was bad luck for bad decision makers to concede there, and then as that happens, Diggs puts a banger in the top bin. As I was saying, I mean, let's just look at the skull first. Great shots. Those who have good experience in Rocket League will know it's incredibly difficult at times to shoot a ball straight. You know, if you've ever heard the proverb, you may have a big mouth, but can you shoot straight? And that definitely applies in Rocket League. It's not a particularly easy thing to do, especially with power. So Diggs really showing us something of a masterclass there in the fundamentals, which are more important, I'd argue, than the big mechanics in Rocket League. Sanjam's got a 0 boost dribble going. But if I may, I'd like to go back to the first goal that opened the scoring for boost over ball. Now, hold on, actually, we have a backboard touch, and Two players go up on the backboard, and that gives a little bit of breathing room for boost over ball. Great touch from Agent Piggy, but it'll go straight to Zanuck. So it's high on the backboard. It gulches up. No touches on the ball yet. Agent Piggy tries to go for it, while opposite goal side. Good defensive touch from Agent Piggy will give boost over ball some breathing room. Now, back to the topic at issue. When you decide to push for one of the back boosts up to kickoff, oh, hold on, do we have a goal here? I just don't have time to talk at all. A goal puts a second one in for bad decision makers, and it looks like my prediction is probably going to. I mean, it's good so far. This bad decision makers have scored 2 goals after, obviously the goal that boost over ball made was likely down to some luck with Zanuck missing the save, but. It remains to be seen. We have 3 minutes left. Anything can happen. Maybe boost over ball can come up with something, but looks like beyond midfield, boost over ball really don't have good possession of the ball, and they're very often losing the fight over the ball in their own half. Which is, here we go, a free shot for Diggs, and again, some of the players caught back in their own net. Zanuck is up. Sparrow with a good defensive touch. Oakgulch is going to miss it while going up. Zanuck almost with a good chance there on net. Agent Piggy will get a good clear, but again, straight to Diggs, who's waiting in midfield. A lot of the elements of team play which delineates high level players from low level players in Rocket League, at least in terms of team play in threes, that is the ability for players to prepare for what's coming ahead. Sanjam with a great play. Almost something. They might actually have some attacking chances here. I was saying, the ability to prepare for what's ahead. Oh, almost a goal there for Hassan Jam. Unfortunately going to bounce off the post. Now, when teams prepare for what's coming ahead, and they're also versing a team that's consistently simply clearing the ball from midfield, then it's rather easy to prepare for it. It's just wait in midfield and wait for the clear to come, and then you can just pick up the ball and be on your way. That's why it's important in Rocket League. I think this is even so in the hype. Whoa! Double flip reset from Diggs. That was quite something. Hopefully we see some more of that. That was quite exciting. Now, in high level, here we go. Flick from Diggs, and he'll actually put it in himself against Zanuck's wishes. It's a great goal from Diggs, and really the defending is just not good enough. Agent Piggy's not covering back post. If the shot was front post, he would have been fine, but unfortunately, Diggs is an incredibly high level player. He'll know to shoot it at back post when he can. Because obviously forcing a defender to be at the back post means that you have just more of the goal to shoot at. And obviously if the defender chooses to only cover front post, then you have the whole of back post to shoot at. Another tip for everyone trying to get better at the game. So, man, we have some very rampant gameplay going on. Lots of fights in the blue half. Sanjam with a bit of possession, but that touch that you just saw, it doesn't really keep it gives the players of bad decision makers a chance to sort of hit the ball away from him. And the element that characterizes possession in Rocket League is keeping the ball close to you and keeping it slow. Just like Sparrow just demonstrated to us there. He kept the ball close to him, kept it slow, and that meant he kept putting the scores in for bad decision makers. Hold on, all 3 players have committed. One player running back in midfield. Can Agent Piggy beat him? Touch will be sort of neutral. Here we go. And Sparrow challenges high on the 50, and the ball goes straight under him. Thankfully, not towards the net. Sanjam with a clear for Agent Piggy. Backball continuously being peppered here. Really testing the boost management from boost over ball, and I mean, I guess given the name, it's a good avenue for for bad decision makers to take, to attack the boost management for boost over ball. And I mean, it's rather antithetical to their own name, bad decision makers. It would be a good decision, wouldn't it? But there you have it. Sanjam pulls out a flip reset of his own. Oakgulch and Diggs are not the only mechanical players on the field today. But obviously, we know in Rocket League, given the result of the just finished Game 2, mechanics are not enough to win in Rocket League. Especially not in threes. Maybe you can make an argument in ones, but In this game mode, you need to be able to mesh well with your teammates. And a flip reset is, I mean, it's nice to look at, I'll give you that, but I mean, unless it's well aimed at, and again, it complements the position of the rest of the players on the field, then it's rather ill-founded. So, now, boost over ball. Match point, they're going to need to pull a reverse sweep if they want to win. And given that they've scored a single goal in the entire series, and that goal has been a result of, I mean, I'd call it lucky. It was a pretty interesting bounce off the sidewall, and it capitalized on some very, very precise and very small flaws in the kickoff strategies for bad decision makers. I was about to actually go over it with Gulch, who had pushed on the right wing on the back right boost. But I don't think we're going to have time for that given the amount of action that's happening in these games. Or maybe I do. So if you do choose to push on the right side, or on any side really, on the back boost and push up the same wing, then you are and you are the last man back with the other two players having pushed up, then you are kind of exposing yourself to some rather intricate attacks. Not even intricate, actually. Sometimes lucky ones, like the one that resulted in the goal for boost over ball. It's an interesting touch from Hassan Jam. Comes off the backboard with no place to capitalize on it. Unfortunately, it won't go anywhere. I think all three players missed that ball. 50 is in favor of boost over ball. Two players are kind of bunched up there for boost over ball, and the ball isn't really gone to a position favorable for their attack either. This shot's almost on net. Hassan Jam just positioned well enough to clear it. Almost really bad for them, but they stay alive. And I'll tell you what, their hopes for the series stay alive as long as they're able to keep the score at 0-0 or score. Can keep their defense alive and hold on. Odegaard's going for a sidewall read there. Very ambitious. Love to see one of those going. Sanjay, nice flick, but Diggs is an experienced player. He doesn't immediately push for it. There's a great touch out to midfield for Gulch, who's run out of boost, but he might have got the reset. You didn't see him wave dash at the end there, so he might not have. This shot is on net. Does Hassan Jam save it? He does, but at the expense of a double commit on the defensive part of boost over ball. Will they be able to stay alive? This is quite a pivotal moment for boost over ball. If they're not able to score soon, then I imagine that bad decision makers are going to do so themselves. It doesn't seem like they're using the extent of their efforts to win this series. Maybe they don't need to. Maybe they need to save their energy for later. But if they choose to, then they might just be able to pull in a goal and end the hopes of boost over ball of winning. Diggs goes for a reset without, although was intercepted. Oh my goodness, it's just unending action. We have a shot from Zanuck and it's off target, just wide. Hassan Jam is scrambling to get possession of the ball, but he kind of is flipping in a way that suggests he doesn't really have any boost. And, I mean, where does this go? With 2 minutes left, you cannot actually say how this game is going to go. No goal scored by either. Some chances for some of the players, but no definitive goal scoring chances yet. Hassan Jam almost completely clear of Zanuck, but Zanuck has made the ball awkward enough for bad decision makers to now keep possession. Sparrow, good touch. He's going to make Zanuck's clear awkward and demos him for his troubles. Ball's now center. Diggs will take that opportunity to shoot it towards net. Agent Piggy will nicely catch it. Zanuck will take advantage of that, and that's just not being kept by either team for very long here. Great wave dash from Hassan Jam, but without a demo, he's now a little bit out of position. Sparrow. Problem touch there. What he has to do, I believe at least, given my experiences, is slow down the ball as much as he can, which I guess can be a very difficult task mechanically. Oh, almost a goal there for... Was that Gulch? I believe it was Zanuck. Without controlling your touches in the midfield when you have some space to do so, you're asking for the ball to be cleared and asking for possession to be changed. One of the hardest skills in Rocket League is to keep control of the ball. As Agent Piggy's demonstrating, you know, sometimes you'll find yourself with the ball actually dribbling towards the backside of the kind, you'll need to do something really awkward, like a backflip as he did, to sort of keep good control of it and make it go to a favorite position. Hassan Jam will keep boost over ball's hopes alive. Zanuck will miss the ball, but Agent Piggy, who was going to pick up the ball, will die. So, the question is now, where does this go? Shot from Hassan Jam, doesn't go in, oh! It's off the crossbar. that could have been it for them. But, I mean, I imagine given the defensive efforts of Boost over Ball, one goal would be enough to secure game 3 here. Agent Piggy, crucial save. Zanuck with 0 boost will touch it high. Oakgulch will be there for it. Diggs sort of showing up to the party late, but he's there, and he's got an air dribble going. Will they be able to stop it? Hassan Jam goes up early as required. Well done from him. Again, Boost over Ball hanging by a thread here, but a rather strong thread it seems. Shot from Oakgulch just wide. Diggs, part 2. And it looks like he's Hassan Jam, great clearing and touch there. And I mean, I don't even know, like this is somehow Boost over Ball are hanging on. Let's check to see some of their boost totals. So they're all on no boost right now, but thankfully for them, the ball is actually now in the opposite half. So they might have some time to pick up some boost here. Couple misses in the orange half, and it's now 3v2, and it looks like we're going to be looking at for game 3, OT, for the match I should say. Zanuck with a kickoff win, but it goes straight to Hassan Jam, who dumps the ball into the orange half, grabs the boost, and will likely keep that boost total and cash it in the next play. Agent Piggy sees the ball fall right into his hands. Ball's best favorably for them. Hassan Jam with a goal! Oh my goodness! No way. They take game 3. They actually don't get swept. I can't believe it. Bad decision makers have been caught lacking. Wow. We are actually going to see game 4. I cannot believe it. In spite of all of the mechanical masterclasses that have been demonstrated by bad decision makers, it wasn't enough. It was not enough. I guess this proves my point. You can pull out all the flip resets, all the air dribbles, all of the great shots. It's not good enough unless you have a good team. If you have a good team that's well meshed together and they're following through nicely, then you're good. But then if you don't have a team that's really meshed well with you, that is complementing the current position of the ball, then you're really not going to find yourself scoring many goals. And Boost over Ball just demonstrated that. In spite of the fact that some of the mechanics that they've demonstrated have not been particularly flashy, they've done what's important. They've kept the ball clear of their net, and they've done so for over 5.5 minutes, which is no small task against a mechanical team like bad decision makers. Well done to them. They now have a chance to, I suppose, keep that momentum going. They've got some momentum. The question is, do they keep it, or does bad decision makers have another gear? You know, is this like a Fast and Furious movie? Is there like another gear for them to shift into? We're gonna see that question answered here in game 4. Wow, I can't believe it. I really thought the series was over, but it's not. Agent Piggy, great touch. Great start for Boost over Ball. But Agent Piggy does not secure that crucial back right boost. Esper is not in a particularly good position either, stuck in the opponent's net. Diggs will make a big clear. Oakgulch is actually up for it. Agent Piggy's demoed. Esper, good touch there. Slow enough for Diggs not to be able to get good power on it. And hold on, Agent Piggy might have a shot here. It's just gone wide. Oakgulch catches it. But look at that, they've gone ahead and demoed the keeper. The question is, do they actually capitalize on that? A couple 50s in midfield. Agent Piggy's made a decent play. And hold on, if I'm correct, what I'm seeing here is some offensive pressure for Boost over Ball. Oh, but hold on. Okay, Oakgulch's gone for some really funky play there. Wow. It seems like even when bad decision makers have a reason to sort of turn down the flashiness and start to get serious, they're not turning it down at all. They're here to send a message. It's not about the win. It's about sending a message. Zanuck with a free ball here. Takes it off the backboard. Oh, okay. Almost gets the really, really nice double tap there. And again, bad decision makers stopping at nothing to get a clip on Boost over Ball. But here we go. Hassan Jam does not see Zanuck coming from the side. Oh, look at that. Esparro goes going for the ball to completely take Oakgulch out of the play by bumping him. And Diggs gets a goal. I did not spot that. There you have it. So Zanek does not get a touch at Sanja. For a goal, isn't it? The question is now, can Boost Over Ball score 2 goals? They haven't scored more than 1 goal a game. So now they're going to have to do something unprecedented. Ball doesn't go in, Agent Piggy saves it anyway. It's in center. Diggs with a 50 chance. Goes to the sidewall. Straight to Oakgulch, who's gone for an air roll shot there that was a little bit too high. This shot looks good from Diggs. Oh, and it is good. Wow. Bar down. And there you have it. Again, it seems like Diggs' demonstrations of masterclasses in fundamentals has been what gets bad decision makers the win. I could actually be wrong. That shot might have just come off the keeper there, and it might not have been barred down, but we can only speculate without watching the replay closely. But, you know, the fact remains, Boost Over Ball is now 2 goals down. But hold on. This is 3v1 now for them. This 50 is good. They actually get a goal back. Okay. This is a great play from Sparrow, and even more important for Agent Piggy to be there in time. It's a good 50, and I don't believe it. They've once again shown that they're not ready to give up. So, again, with just over half the game to go, this series is not over. So the question is, which way does it go? Does Boost Over Ball get another goal here? Hold on, Agent Piggy, oof, almost a shot into net from a tie. I mean, this is intense. But hold on, this could be bad. Shot comes off the backboard, and again, hold on, Boost Over Ball might have something here. If they're here in the corner, Agent Piggy is. Does he keep control of it? It's a great touch up. Awkward for O'Gulch. Danik is there to keep it safe. Hassan Jam will keep the ball high, and now bad decision makers have some backboard defense of their own to do. But I imagine with their combined experience, it will not be such an issue, as it isn't. So, Agent Piggy. He's got boost. It's off the backboard. Hassan Jam's up. Ah, but no shot. Hold on. Oh, it's off the crossbar. Boost Over Ball need to make better efforts than that. Oh, Hassan Jam needs to go up for it. Oh, that's unfortunate. Hassan Jam has own goal that while going up for a shadow save. So, for those that don't know, a shadow save is when you have to save the ball when the camera is facing the front of your car. So usually in Rocket League, it's favorable for you to be driving towards the ball, but when the camera is looking at the back of your car, that's easy enough. But when it's looking at the front of your car, things can get really awkward. And so that's where the struggle comes from there. Oh, hold on, do we have a shot here? Oh my goodness! No way! Agent Piggy's just kept Boost Over Ball alive for the second time in the match. What a shot it is too! Ogoch expecting that to fall straight into the net. It goes bar down. What? Okay. Boost Over Ball, still not ready to lose. A good flick from Hasanja gives them another good chance. 1v1. And he's going for the demo. No way! No way! They put in a third. They put in a third. They do the same thing as they did with the first goal, this time with the demo as opposed to the 50. What a play! They have now tied up the game. Dare I say it, Boost Over Ball have the means to win this game. Sanjan, 50. More. Decision makers. And the last minute here means the match. Big 50 for Sparrow. Oakgulch tries to get a touch onto net. He goes too high. Dangerous ball in the box. Hassan jams up. Might have been a touch to Sparrow, but fitting with the team's name, he goes for the boost. Sanjam almost pushing too far up, but a good flick from him actually keeps him safe. And he actually predicts that good touch. He reads it. This is in center. Oh, just a good enough save from, I don't know, it might have been Sandnik or Oakgulch, but I mean, they're actually still attacking. Maybe this was the plan. Maybe the plan was to not demonstrate any good attacking prowess until game 3 or 4. And I cannot believe it, we're seeing overtime again in game 4. What the hell? Kickoff goes in favor of bad decision makers. Ball is up high for a good shot, but Sparrow with a crucially good 50. Hassan Jam is here with some boost, and he now has the ball as well. So he's gonna go just for double. No way! No way! He doubles it! Zanuck not only leaves the ball for Hassan Jam to take, but he is not able to save it mid-air against Hassan Jam's double tap. I cannot believe it. We're going to game 5. I didn't expect it to be like this, you know? I mean, it's only the first match of the tournament, so... I mean, what do you make of this? Who do you guys have winning this? Because I don't know anymore. Oh, that's one more outside. Thank you, neighbors. But regardless, I mean, what the hell? So all the players are ready now, and in this 5 minutes, we will see whether Boost of a Ball can bolster the momentum that they've established over 2 very strong games and actually take the win against bad decision makers who arguably have shown that they are the mechanically superior team. All the goals from Boost of a Ball have been pure smarts involving 2 players. That is, excepting Hassan Jam's last goal there. He popped off with a brilliant double tap. And what a double tap might have been the goal of the match so far. I'm not sure, I might have forgotten one of the better ones from the earlier games, but I mean, certainly in terms of excitement factor, it was there. Now, the question is, who wins this? At 0-0 with 30 seconds in, and the ball is neutrally in the orange half, but hold on. Do they have a counterattack here? This is a bit dangerous. Zanuck has a goal. A redeemed man he might consider himself, but you might have to remember there are 4.5 minutes left in Boost Over Ball. We'll have something to say about it. But bad decision makers establish an early lead. But the question is, does Boost Over Ball do exactly what they've done over the past 2 games and bring it back? And does bad decision makers, do they have an answer for it? That is the important question that will be answered over the next 4 minutes. Now, with Sparrow, oh hold on, Zanuck has missed it. Now a bit of an awkward defense. Sparrow's got a nice touch. All 3 players scrambling from bad decision makers to defend. Agent Piggy will now try to secure the ball. Zanuck would once again a miss, but Diggs will now take the ball, and I imagine he has a lot of boost. He probably does, and this is actually a goal! And bad decision makers, in particular Diggs, will again flex the fundamentals. And this is a lack of foresight from Agent Piggy, not spotting or respecting the play from Diggs. But with that being said, he might have seen that the air dribble was falling. So the air dribble wasn't going upwards, it was going just about downwards. Oh, hold on, Hassan Jam almost with another double tap. But with that being said, Agent Piggy, he might have seen that and not respected that a good touch. Oh, hold on, is this another goal? It's not. He might have seen or figured that, you know, not respected that another good touch from Diggs there in the air dribble would clear the ball over him. But in many cases, it does. It's difficult to defend those when the player still has active control of the ball in an air dribble. And so that's likely why Diggs scored there. It's a great play to go for. And it's given bad decision makers a 2-goal lead in Game 5, which is absolutely crucial. It means you can play a little more comfortably. It means you can play a little more defensively. You don't need to scramble to score a goal anymore. You now have a 1-goal insurance. Even if they score 1 goal, you are not doing so badly. So, Hassan Jam, star player, what does he have to say? And hold on. Okay, so interestingly, Boost Over Ball choose not to stop the ball, but to keep it going across their net and to use that momentum to make the counter. Now Hassan Jam, good control over the ball, but Diggs has something to say about it, and ooh, Sparrow there for the save. And hold on, unfortunately as well, again, Esparra there with a desperate play to keep control of the ball is at the flick. Hassan jump! Oh my goodness! Oh, he almost backflips to score it. Oh, that would have been amazing, but with 2.5 minutes, with half the game remaining, they don't score anything yet, and they now have little time to do something about it. And it looks like the more mechanical players, Diggs and Gulch, are now... Look at this, they're playing back. Zanuck is already in net. They're not leaving the net open. They're not leaving opportunities to score. And obviously, Boost of a Ball have to play safe enough not to score, not to concede more goals as well. And look at this, 2 players back. They're going to catch the ball and they're just going to go for a 50 or something like that. Even though he's dead, 2 players are back. That's a great decision from bad decision makers. Always having 2 players behind the ball. Here we go though, Esparra, nice flick. But again, the defensive structure means that Zanuck is there for a great clear, which can also double up as a counter. A great shot as well, double commit from Boost of a Ball. A bum throw will come from one of the players, and Gulch with a neutral save. The ball is stuck. Zanuck has the ball though, and he will beat the Boost of a Ball player to it. And the hopes are really, really... fundamentals. This might be more of a flaw in the defense of Boost of a Ball than a true offensive masterclass. They should have been able to save this, but hold on. I don't believe it. Hassan Jam has put in a kickoff goal to actually keep the hopes alive. Is this the beginning? Look at this. This is a brilliant goal. Does Boost of a Ball have it now? The question is, what happens now? What does Boost of a Ball do now to score 2 more goals? They can't just score another 2 kickoff goals. They might have possession here. Zanuck with a good flick takes it away from them. Esparra with a half flip will keep control of it on the sidewall. But it seems that in going across the corner to the backboard, the corner has eaten his jump. It's a common thing for players in Rocket League to suffer with. When you want to jump off the corner while driving across it, sometimes the wall can just eat your jump and deny you. And there's opportunities for bad decision makers, but it looks like they're kind of tied up in each other right now. Hold on. Esparra with a shot? No way. Okay. Esparra scores, and with 17 seconds left, Boost of a Ball have one last chance to really show what they're made of. They've really brought it down to the line here. They are not losing they are not losing for big margins. Not at all. If they're gonna lose, bad decision makers, they have to work for it. Oh, I miss, but hold on, Sanjay might have a touch. One last offensive chance, but it looks like Diggs might have the ball. Sanjay lifts it, Zanuck dunks it, and bad decision makers actually secure Game 5. But my word, am I not excited to see more games from Boost of a Ball, because that was about as exciting as it gets. So obviously we could see from the very beginning that bad decision makers were some very strong players in terms of mechanics, and they've demonstrated that throughout the entire series. But my word, Boost over Ball have some fight in them, and they have some brilliant team play in them as well. And they can show that they don't need to rely on mechanics for it. And so I wonder now where that puts them in the rest of the tournament. I'm excited to see both these teams play again. I'm Muhammad Ali. You will see me in the next series. The teams are yet to be announced. Well, we will be back. Thank you.
The beat.
Welcome back, everyone. My name is Muhammad Ali. I am now joined by my teammate in Mecca's run, Anatar, who will
Hi,
be
everyone.
casting with us for the next match, which is between Musty on Your Mother and Bad Decision Makers. Anatar, how are you doing?
I'm all right. I just came out of a match with Musty on Your Mother.
Oh,
They're
yeah?
a solid team. They know how to play together, and I'm expecting to see a fairly close match. But is it going to top the 5-game thriller and the almost reverse sweep we saw in match 1? I'm not sure. But
Yeah.
let's hope so.
That stands to be seen. What was the match result for Macca's run versus Musty on Your Mother?
Yeah, I believe it was 3-0.
It was 3-0.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, obviously Macca's run being the greatest team to ever have lived. I mean, it doesn't really say much about this match, so...
Of course.
You know, there's only one way to find out, isn't there? And it's through some good old Rocket League.
Well, let's see it. So, on Musty on Your... let's see the startups. Let's see the rosters. So, on Musty on Your Mother, we've got Binky Bozo, Elio Show, and Spoonie. And for the other side, you've just seen them, Zanage42, Oak Gulch, and Diggs. This will be an exciting match. I expect to see Diggs and Oak Gulch team up to get a few more mechanical plays, but we really don't know just yet how Musty on Your Mother are going to what their plan is to defend against that. But if they can, like Boost Over Ball did for 2 games, then this should be a close one.
Given what we've seen from the last match, Bad Decision Makers are still susceptible to good team plays and good counterattacks. If you have a good counterattacking team and good team play to pair with that, then you are probably good.
Yeah.
So it looks like we're going to have a few technical difficulties here. We'll be starting shortly, but I'm excited to see what's going to happen. So obviously we do know Diggs and Oak Gulch as the mechanical players. Are there any players with specific characteristics that might be scary on Musty on Your Mother, as per your experience, Anita?
Well, I saw in the previous match, I saw that Spoonie was very good at challenging quickly. A lot of the time we didn't have much space to make big clears, so they press very high. They don't really give the other team much space, even if they may not have the same mechanical skills as the other team. So expect a lot of challenges in midfield. Expect a lot of pinches to go all over the place. So that's what you might consider, I suppose, a ball chaser. That is actually not exclusively a derogatory term in Rocket League. It can be used to it has been used to characterize players like Ahmed from the Middle Eastern Rocket League scene. Obviously, they have to take play styles like that thanks to the very high pings that Middle Eastern players have to deal with when playing on EU or NA servers. But these players are not subject to the same difficulties. It's more like 16 to 20 ping. But that doesn't mean that ball chasing playstyles cannot work. It just means that they have to be highly refined to be effective. So the question is, will it be? And lots of chat spamming from the players. It's going to be a loud one. Let's see it. Bad decision making against Musty on Your Mother. Let's go. Goes high. Elliot Show leaves it for Oak Gulch, who misses to give it to Diggs. Here goes Diggs. We've seen him get so many reset plays and backboard plays in the previous matches. Can we see him do it again? Zanich into the corner, but only picked up by Spoonie, who misses it, but elects to take it, or rather leaves it. Manages to take it off the wall just fine. Bit of a shaky start here, a double commit coming out there from Musty. Bit of a shaky start, lots of nervous plays off the backboard, Molly.
So it looks like Bad Decision Makers are picking up exactly where they left off. Lots of mechanical plays in attack, and lots of long clears. Not so much effort used to bolster possession. Lots of big plays going for air dribbles like Oak Gulch is demonstrating. It seems like they've done that for every play so far, even in the minute that they've been here.
Here goes Binky. He's going to tap it up, but it's dangerous. Spoonie's going to take a little while longer to get there. Oak Gulch misses. Here goes Diggs. He's in the corner, but he's being challenged by 2 members. This is what I said. No matter where they are, no matter where the ball is on the field, Musty is going to challenge early, and they're going to challenge hard. And sometimes that does mean that they double commit because, you know, it's a high stakes game. There's a lot of pressure, and eventually there's going to be a double commit somewhere. But so far, their pressing strategy has been going all right. Here goes Diggs. He's found space. He's going to go for a reset off the backboard.
Hold on.
50s it through, and it just doesn't go in. Zanich, here goes again. Oh, and a great save from Spoony. The pressure is on Moe.
Yeah, so obviously we've seen the previous two teams play, Bad Decision Makers and Boost of a Ball. They lived up to their names. The question is now,
save.
does Musty on Your Mother live up to their name? For that to happen, they have to Musty on the mothers of Bad Decision Makers, which can mean that they just Musty so hard that you can just sort of say that. So, I mean, like, I really want to see that. So I think the expectations are rather high for Musty on Your Mother coming into this match.
Oh, that's a bad miss from Spoony there. Elyosha's going to keep it up. We're not seeing too much pressing from Bad Decision Making. They seem happy to stay back, collect boost, and keep going for these solo plays like Diggs is going for here. He goes for a double tap and he gets it. It's a great start for Bad Decision Making.
Okay, and I mean, it wasn't this quick that the Bad Decision Makers scored on Boost Over Ball, so maybe this doesn't bode so well for Musty on Your Mother. But look at this, there's some trash talking in the chat. So Musty on Your Mother is Musty on Your Mother is going to try taking a trash talking route, but it's not going to work out for them immediately. So considering Zanuck has been able to put a goal in immediately, the defenders, the defenders on Musty on Your Mother sort of in sync there. You never want to be exactly doing the same moves as your fellow defenders.
Happy to tap it off the backboard. Not bad. Binky sort of gets it. Oak Gulch taps it away. And we're seeing again that Bad Decision Making, they're not really going for demos. They're not playing too aggressive. They're just sitting back, waiting for a small gap and going for a high boost. Very mechanical play. It's worked for them so far. Here goes Elyosha. He's under a bit of pressure. He's going to take it into the corner and maybe try clear it from the corner. Might go for a ceiling shot here. He's going to miss though, unfortunately. Oof.
I mean, if you want to sort of progress in the match towards mustying on their mothers, then you have to start with ceiling shots, I suppose.
Yeah.
So you cannot fault Elyosha for trying that, even if he did miss.
Here goes Zan. It's just an open net, and unfortunately Okos is just going to convert that. Was there a bump in the goal? I believe something caused the goal to be open here.
I'm not sure. What we do know is that this is a team play. This is a team play with two players from Bad Decision Makers pushing up in sync to get a goal, and a clean goal it was.
Yes.
So honestly, like, we're seeing stuff from Bad Decision Makers that we haven't seen in the match from against them, between them and Boost Over Ball. So I guess if Musty on Your Mother was watching that match, they might have thought they knew what to expect. They don't anymore.
Yeah. Here goes Diggs. He's got plenty of space. Doesn't get the boost though. And that immediately means he's going to retreat and find more, because their team is just fast enough to play a simple strategy of, do I have boost? Go for high mechanical for a mechanical play. If I don't, then I rotate.
Infield pass. Almost gets there.
Here's Oak. He's going to get a ceiling touch. He's going to go for another touch, but he's met very well by Spoony. Oak bumps Elyosha though, and that's going to severely slow down the counter-attack here from Musty.
Yeah, and it looks like it's an opportunity for Musty on Your Mother to see if they can sustain some attacking pressure. Now, it did take several games of losing, and the double match point for Boost Over Ball to show some attacking pressure.
Spoony. He's going to get a second touch. Very nicely puts it past Diggs. It's open, sort of, but Spoony won't be able to get the 50 there. Zanich misses, and that's rather bad because it's open.
They have it. Musty on Your Mother opens the scoring, and what a goal it is. Just the same as they did with Boost Over Ball. Only one player back. Diggs is going for the boost. Trusts Zanuck, and it's a mistake on his part.
Yeah.
And look at this. There's a lot of trash talk going on. Spoony says, sorry about him.
Well, it is a game, and it is a... it's Rocket League. For long-time fans, I'm sure if you remember some of the ones games that have been streamed between high-level players like Khaled and Astral, that was, or something like Khaled and Fairy Peak, you'll know that trash talking, it makes a difference. It makes a big difference. It is an element of gameplay that can affect the outcome. And so for Musty, for Musty on their mother to attempt it is certainly justifiable, but it's not good enough if you can't back it up with actual gameplay. Yeah. I wonder what would happen if someone on Bad Decision Making actually musties, or scores a musty on Your Mother.
I think if they don't, then they're certain to lose.
Yeah. Here goes Spoonie. He's taking his time. Oh, rather he dumps the ball in front for Zanic. The ball's going to hit the ground in 6 seconds. Oak goes up. He's pre-jumping with Diggs, but it's met by Show. It's a good interception, but unfortunately it's too late. And that decision-making, they take the first game 4-1, a fairly convincing fashion, although we've seen them make plenty of defensive errors, and maybe Musty will be able to unpick and unwrap their defense in later matches.
So I think it's not even that important for Musty on your mother to even capitalize on those defensive mistakes. Otherwise, it becomes a slugfest. It becomes a competition of who can score the most goals. As you all know, those who played Rocket League for any amount of time, it's just important to it's just as the first goal that Boost of a Ball scored in the previous series, that was profiting off of a rather big mistake from bad decision makers. So we've yet to see any sort of big show ups from Musty on Your Mother, but I'm still excited. I mean, you know, they definitely seem more organized. Some of the mechanical players have been more ambitious. There's something that can be waking up there, and there you have it. Show drops it in the chat 2 seconds before the next game. He said, "Time to Musty."
Well,
and there you go. They said as well. Yeah, we know how to.
That would be a sight to see. No, that would.
So here's a fear factor. What is bad decision maker's answer to this?
Yeah, this will be an interesting game. Whoever wins this game is going to have a really good chance of taking the entire series. Obviously, if bad decision makers take them, they're on match point. But if Musty on Your Mother, despite losing fairly heavily, you know, a 4-1 loss in the first game, if they can take this game, then they've got a serious amount of momentum, because undoing a 3-goal loss is quite the feat.
Right, so this is best of 5, just as with the first match. And so right now, this is arguably one of the more pivotal games of the series. If they lose this, then they will be on match point, and then they will have to win, they will have to reverse sweep. That is, win 3 games in a row when they've lost 2 in a row themselves. Yeah. But if they win this, then they'll have some breathing room to sort of adapt and assess the situation more holistically. But this could be a goal from Diggs, and there you have it. So, top 2 players on bad decision makers. Oak Gulch and Zanic are there to be the steamrollers. And look at that, they've taken 2 players out of the game from Musty on Your Mother. Diggs just comes in to clean up. He doesn't even need to battle against the goalkeeper.
It's a big strike, and it's at 420 as well. And someone once told me that means something, though I've never really figured out what it was.
You're absolutely right. If you score at 420, then you are guaranteed to win.
Oh no, Show misses, and it's almost in. Is it in?
Diggs misses. Diggs misses it, and hold on, Zanic has an open net, but he doesn't have the net itself. Almost an own goal from Show. Edward Zero Bruce, he's almost been forced into an error there. But with 4 minutes remaining, you know, the Musty on Your Mother has room for some footholds.
Yeah, the orange net has been spared another goal for now. Here goes Diggs. He's got an open net. He's got Oak to his left. Oh. Can he score it? And he does. It's a rough match for Musty, because they've been pressing high, but just like the previous match, sometimes they just don't get there fast enough, and that leaves that goal open.
This is why Rocket League can be compared to a chess game sometimes. You don't want to take your opponent into a position where you know they can beat you with experience. And obviously, the play on bad decision making being, it seems like a whole lot more experienced mechanically speaking. It's natural that they'll be able to make better plays in the corner. And so it's important that you try not to leave the ball slow in your own corner, defensively that is. Because as you can see, across both games, Musty on Your Mother has conceded goals from a very simple corner play with 1 or 2 players just sort of pushing the ball across. So, you know, now that they know that you cannot do that, the question is, where do you take the ball?
Oh god, she tries to pass it in field. That would have been a really good pass. Going for the demo. It's a good stop. Okay, they're stringing some passes together here, Musty. It's a decent shot. Oh, it's a good bump, but there's Oak Gulch with the save. He's got a reset. What's he going to do with it? Bozo stops him. Here goes Zanic. It's off the backboard. Can Spoonie read it off? He does.
Now you know that bad decision makers are getting comfortable when they start to pull out the flashy mechanics. Now Musty on Your Mother really needs to do something.
not too good. It's a good idea from Spoonie, but unfortunately he didn't have a teammate to pass it to. Only managed to give it to Diggs. Here's Diggs. He's going to go for a backward play. Oh no, rather
it's save, unfortunately.
Well, who knows? I mean, bad
from
decision
Mother.
making. They did take six. They did score 3 goals in their first game against Boost Over Ball, and then they won 3-1 in their second. So we're still on track for what could be something that isn't a sweep.
That is very true. But with less than half the game to go, and
that's a double commit right there.
Counter-attack possibly for Must on your Mother. No one's challenging it. No one's on the ball. That is some honestly really poor offense from Must on your Mother. They need to be on the ball when they get the opportunity to.
Really
Bozo was there just staring at it, waiting for someone to challenge, and this could even be a goal for them. Hold on, now the goal is open for Blinky Bozo. Is he able to get it past their Gulch? He's not. He catches it and gets down for shovels. This was a pivotal moment for Musty on your Mother. They should have really been pressing on that ball, but it's not a clear.
Zanich is still off. Can Diggs come in as well?
Back on again.
Save off the ceiling of the goal. What is it? An in and out save? Yeah, that's what they're called. I know Rocket League.
No, they're called squishy saves. That's how it is.
Oh, here goes Oak. He's got 23 boost, hoping to pick up the 100, but he doesn't really get it. And now he's on 0. Here's Diggs. He's going to go for a reset.
Now look at this.
Zanich. Zanich, has he got a shot? It's in. Spoonie saves it. Really good defense, and he might have half the field to himself. He dribbles it around Diggs, but he just gets demoed for his
now. It only takes an armchair. Oh, never mind. No. I guess I have to put a hold on that thought. Zanuck has just scored. So with 4-0 south. Now it only takes an armchair and an analyst to notice this, but you've noticed Blinky Bozo has been on the forefront of the offensive plays for Musty on your Mother. But if you do pay attention to where he's going and where his teammates are, he is almost exclusively alone in offense, with the other 2 players waiting in defense. And this is a big flaw in their gameplay. This might work. Oh, hold on. Is this another goal? It isn't. This might work.
Now, he's going to try to get around all 3 of them, and he does. Reset from Diggs. Well, he's been looking for a clip all day, and he's finally found another one to add to his collection. It's a really good play against 3 players who were never really close to getting it out of the goal. Right.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I mean, it's important for them to be adapting to the playstyle that bad decision makers are demonstrating. I mean, the problem is that the Musty on your Mother has really been trying to take the ball into positions that bad decision makers are clearly just better at handling. And so if they don't really take them into a deep dark forest where they can get lost, then it doesn't seem like there's much hope being 5 goals down. They can use this last 40 seconds to sort of find a foothold, but if they don't, then it looks like it's pretty much the match decided. Have they scored it? They've scored 1 goal, haven't they, yet in this series?
They've scored 1 goal in this series, I believe.
So it's not all over yet, and Diggs with an important miss.
Elio tried to lay it off, but no one was in the middle. They're running out of boost. You can see that their boost meters, they consistently go down. The average amount of boost on Musty, it's been decreasing ever since the half-time mark of this match. So
we have something here. Hold on, and it's actually a goal from Elio Show.
That's a great pass to Elio Show.
And they've chosen to trash talk with this 1 goal, which might even be a good enough strategy if they can bolster that strategy with some good gameplay in Game 3, because they are now on match point. So they now need to win 3 goals in 3 games in a row, and if they don't, that's the series done.
Yeah, and now, having already lost once, losing twice puts them on a rough...
Oh, hold on, what is this? It's sideball. Oh, it almost goes in. Diggs with a good save, but okay.
Yeah, that's a good start.
Musty on your Mother showing up in the last seconds of the game. Yeah. That's really something. But, like, they kind of have to fill in the big shoes that Boost Over Ball have stepped out of last match. Because Boost Over Ball, they were in a similar position, although not even having conceded as many goals as Musty on your Mother now. It's a question now of whether they can match what Boost Over Ball did and suddenly start finding really good amounts of momentum, even while losing, even while on the back foot. And whether that means they can win or not is yet to be seen. So this is Game 4. Oh no, is this Game 3?
This is now Game 3, and it's match point for bad decision makers. And if Musty lose, this will be their 2nd match of the day that they've lost, and that puts them in a rough position, because then it means that they have to depend on other results from different games if they wish to qualify for the finals. If they lose this match, then they have no way of guaranteeing their fate and making the finals. Whereas for bad decision makers, if they win 2, well, they'll only need 1 more, and they're all but assured to get a place in the finals later today.
Right. And of course, obviously, I'm not sure. Are we considering any of the rankings in terms of game differences or goal differences or goal differentials?
Yeah. So in the event that we'll have tied records. So for example, both 2 teams have 2 wins and 2 losses. Then their game difference will probably be the deciding factor. And if that's the same, then we'll be going into head-to-head comparisons, because obviously one of those teams would have won against the other.
So there you have it. It's important for Musty on your mother to at least win several games. And like, as you can see in just the first minute right now, bad decision makers are having their goal absolutely bombarded. Where they've not had a single break, and if you look at their amounts,
save, the Ogolch is back again. I think bad decision makers have found that higher gear you were talking about in that last match. They've found a way to just spray the goal with their mechanics, and there's not really much that Musty has been able to do so far. They're consistently running out of boost, and they're consistently seeing the ball go over their heads. Here goes
getting out a couple of flip resets. Bad decision makers are now pulling out the flashy mechanics, and you know when they're doing that, it's a bit of a wild card, isn't it?
Yeah.
So like it's very difficult to defend it when it goes right, but it's important that when it happens, when they do get an opening, that they make use of it. Unlike the last couple games where it was only just, what was his name, Blinky something.
Blinky Bozo. Here goes Musty.
Binky Bozo. That was just found 2 other players, Spoonie show. Just all get involved in an attack. And again, like,
off to the side. Zanish is going to try something here. It's a good pinch. Oh, is that an... Oh, okay. I thought it was an own goal from my angle.
So did I, from the angle I can see that, yeah.
Fakes 1, he's going to get a
shot.
He's
really
going for a double.
Oh my goodness.
He doesn't quite get him. That means that Elio should be able to clear it, only as far as Zanich. Here comes Ogolch. Receives
and
pass.
This is a good demonstration of what I outlined last match. Obviously, again, Musty on your mother being predictable in terms of the clearing. They're not keeping, as you can see, the moment they keep the possession, now it's in the blue half. But every other moment when they just clear the ball and they don't keep possession of it.
Oh, it's a good shot, but Elio just elected to shoot it right where the 2 defenders were. If he shot it anywhere else, that would have been a great goal and would have given them a lead.
Right.
We talk about their sort of desperate defense this match, but to their credit, they haven't led in a goal yet, and we're already past the halfway mark. So maybe they found a higher.
Very true. Very true. Maybe they have, but it's important now.
Oh, no, here goes Diggs, and he scores off the post, and Musty, their defense just couldn't scramble fast enough for this one. It was a great double from Diggs to give it to Oak, who then passes it back to Diggs. That's a hard goal.
So while you can't criticize their defense, but at some point you've got to attribute goals being scored to the quality of offense being demonstrated on the blue side with bad decision makers. It's important for Musty on your mother to bolster the chances that they have on offense, and they've arguably had several right now.
Yeah.
But you know, again, with very few players on the orange side getting involved, it's difficult to see them scoring any goals against 2-3 defenders on bad decision makers side. It's just not going to happen. They're just too mechanical.
Yeah, and I would have liked to see Musty get more physical in these last few matches, because as we know, bad decision makers, they operate on the individual mechanics of their 3 members, but if you take one out, then suddenly you're left with a lot of space, and two other team members who are usually far away from their third. So if they got a bit more physical, maybe they could have stopped a few of these goals coming in. Here goes Oak. It's very well dealt with by, I believe it was Spoonie or Binky. Here goes Diggs. Not going to get the double touch, unfortunately.
And I mean, look, Boost Over Ball has done the hard part of the work. They've already found out that what you need to do is, while they're doing big mechanical plays, find a counter attack, find only 1 man in defense, and just take him out of the game, or get a really good 50 against them and have 2 people ahead in the attack. So Musty on your mother need to find some opening like that and capitalize on it in a way that Boost Over Ball has done so in the previous match as well, because they almost won. They came very close to winning, and they were very, very convincing in those chances as well.
Yeah.
So if Musty on your mother is to hope to get a result remotely similar to Boost Over Ball, they're going to need to use some similar strategies, and it doesn't look like they are.
Well, they're only down by 1 goal, and here's a breakaway. Spoonie's got control of the pitch in the corner, but Diggs takes it off. Here's Diggs, he's taking the big boost, he's going to get a reset, might go for another one. Passes it to Oak, but Oak is just too far up the pitch. 8 seconds now. Something, anything for Musty. If they can stop Oak Gulch, maybe they can get a counter-attack here. But unfortunately, it looks like it's just going to hit the ground.
Good save.
It's going to hit, I believe it's just going to hit the ground, and that's it.
And that's it. That's the whole match.
Bad decision makers. They looked a little shaky. They weren't their relentless offensive selves in that third game, but they got the job done. They got the sweep. They didn't drop any games, and that's going to be crucial down the track when they want to qualify for the finals.
Diggs says close game. Wow.
I mean, it was.
Diggs says close game.
Mathematically, he's correct.
I mean, for this game, I suppose, but the match itself, I mean, it was a sweep after all. It was a good effort by Musty on Your Mother, and I haven't seen any of these players before in this tournament, so a warm welcome to them participating in the Contenders Cup. But unfortunately, it doesn't seem like they'll be getting results they were really looking for. And as you can see, they're actually declaring that they're a bunch of diamonds. And honestly, arguably, I would not have declared them diamonds if I had to guess what rank they were. So a great effort from them.
Yeah, they really found another gear. They really stepped up to the challenge. And even though they failed, it's a good sign for their future prospects in this tournament. And they've got 2 more matches to play. So we haven't seen the end of Musty on Your Mother, and indeed we haven't seen the end of bad decision making. But unfortunately, that is the end of the bye for Macca's run, so I'll have to take my leave from the casting booth. I'd like to thank the Esports Sock and Muhammad Ali for letting me cast this match. I'll catch you all later.
Thank you again for having us. We'll be back with the next match shortly. Thank you. Sees the ball fall right into his hands. Ball's best favorably for that. Hasanjo with the goal. Oh my goodness! No way. Game 2 underway. This is an important one. If Boost Over Ball don't get a good grasp here, they'll be left with only chance to reverse sweep as Hasanjo gets a goal. And I'm wondering what exactly happened. The hopes are really
Oh yeah, we're already past the halfway mark, so maybe they found a higher.
Very true. Very true. Maybe they have, but it's important now.
Oh, well, here goes Diggs, and he scores off the post, and it's been decreasing ever since the half-time mark of this match. So
we have something here. Hold on, and it's actually a goal from Elio Show.
That a great pass to Elio Show.
Something. We see some more of that. That was quite exciting. Now, in part of here we go. Flick from Diggs, and he'll actually put it in himself against Xanax with news. A good flick from Hasanjo gives them another good chance. 1v1. And he's going for the demo. No way! Oh, look. Oh, hold on. Is this another goal? It isn't. This might work. Now,
He's going to try and get around all 3 of them, and he does reset from... But elects to take it, or rather leaves it. Manages to take it off the wall just fine. Bit of a shaky start here, a double commit coming out there from Musty. Bit of a shaky start, lots of nervous players off the backboard, Moe.
So it looks like bad decision makers are picking up exactly where they left off. Lots of mechanical plays in attack, and lots of long clears. Not so much effort used to bolster possession. Lots of big plays going for air dribbles like Oakculture is demonstrating. It seems like they've done that for every play so far, even in the minute that they've been here.
Here goes Binky. He's going to tap it up, but it's dangerous. Spoonie's going to take a little while longer to get there. Oak Gulch misses. Here goes Diggs. He's in the corner, but he's being challenged by two members. This is what I said. No matter where they are, no matter where the ball is on the field, Musty is going to challenge early, and they're going to challenge hard. And sometimes that does mean that they double commit because, you know, it's a high stakes game. There's a lot of pressure, and eventually there's going to be a double commit somewhere. But so far, their pressing strategy has been going all right. Here goes Diggs. He's found space. He's going to go for a reset off the backboard.
Hold on.
50s it through, and it just doesn't go in. Advantage. Here goes again. Oh, and a great save from Spoonie. The pressure is on, Moe.
Yeah, so obviously we've seen the previous two teams play, Bad Decision Makers and Boost of a Ball. They lived up to their names. The question is now,
save.
does Musty on Your Mother live up to their name? For that to happen, they have to musty on the mothers of Bad Decision Makers, which can mean that they just musty so hard that you can just sort of say that. So, I mean, like, I really want to see that. So I think the expectations are rather high for Musty on Your Mother coming into this match.
Oh, that's a bad miss from Spoonie there. Eliocho's going to keep it up. We're not seeing too much pressing from Bad Decision Making. They seem happy to stay back, collect boost, and keep going for these solo plays like Diggs is going for here. He goes for a double tap and he gets it. It's a great start for Bad Decision Making.
Okay, and I mean, it wasn't this quick that the Bad Decision Makers scored on Boost Over Ball, so maybe this doesn't bode so well for Musty on Your Mother. But look at this, there's some trash talking in the chat. So Musty on Your Mother is Musty on Your Mother is going to try taking a trash talking route, but it's not going to work out for them immediately, so considering Zanek has been able to put a goal in immediately. The defenders, the defenders on Musty on Your Mother sort of in sync there. You never want to be exactly doing the same moves as your fellow defenders.
Happy to tap it off the backboard. Not bad. Binky sort of gets it. Oak Gulch taps it away. And we're seeing again that Bad Decision Making, they're not really going for demos. They're not playing too aggressive. They're just sitting back, waiting for a small gap and going for a high boost. Very mechanical play. It's worked for them so far. Here goes Eliocho. He's under a bit of pressure. He's going to take it into the corner and maybe try clear it from the corner. Might go for a ceiling shot here. He's going to miss though, unfortunately.
I mean, if you want to sort of progress in the match towards mustying on their mothers, then you have to start with ceiling shots, I suppose.
Yeah.
So you cannot fault Eliocho for trying that, even if he did miss.
Here goes Zan. It's just an open net, and unfortunately Oak Gulch is just going to convert that. Was there a bump in the goal? I believe something caused the goal to be open here.
I'm not sure. What we do know is that this is a team play. This is a team play with two players